Hey guys, what is up?
What's up?
Welcome back to another episode of Beer Me Dr. V, where it's never refill too soon. Today on this episode, we are showcasing 903 Brewers. Heyo! We made the drive all the way to Sherman, Texas, which is like an hour and a half away from us?
Yep.
Almost 2 hours. It wasn't too bad. 903 later in the day. We also went to another brewery that we're going to showcase that's somewhat nearby. We'll leave it a mystery until then. But yeah, so 903 Brewers has been on my list. I've known about their beer for a fair amount of time. Whatever gas station, I think that was the first time I saw it. Whatever gas station it was, it had a ton of random craft beer that we stopped into. Remember, it was like somewhere in Irving or Euless area, I think. I picked up my first 903 beer, and it was a Lucky Charms style beer. And so that was my first memory of 903 Brewers. Didn't know where it was. I was like, where the heck is Sherman? I don't even think I registered that it was in Sherman, Texas. That was just one of the many cream ales. I think that was probably one of my first, or not maybe first, but one of them that I'm like, wow, I actually really like this beer. It's probably, I brought a couple to my sister and brother-in-law's house in Katy, and that probably stayed in that fridge for quite some time. But I love a good cream ale after that. They're really delicious, and they do have a lot of cereal beers. We're doing 3 different style beers today, so I feel like 903, I don't know when they started, I probably should have looked this up, but they have a variation of beer called the Slushy beer. I have never heard of a style of beer like that before, so we went to the brewery, and I was like, tell me about your Slushy beers, like what does that even mean? And so the girl that was there just kind of mentioned, it's going to be a little bit more on the sweeter side, fruity. It's almost like having a cocktail versus having a beer. So that's going to be my middle one here. We'll talk about later today. As far as 903 goes, you drive there. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, industrial area. Jeremy and Natalie Roberts started brewing quite some time before they opened the brewery. I think they probably dubbed the brewery 903 Brewers in 2011, but they didn't open their location until summer of 2013. Yeah. So I hadn't even gone to pharmacy school yet at that point. I was I was graduating undergrad, going into pharmacy school, and over that summer. Oh, that was the summer I was like the most tan. I went to the beach like every day that summer because I was like, I'm never gonna go to the beach again. And then I found out Maine has beaches, but I digress. So Natalie and Jeremy Roberts, husband and wife duo. We've seen this a number of times. Then I feel like had stopped working whatever job it was, and it was a hobby, and they were brewing, and they're like, let's do it, let's make a brewery. So I thought that was kind of cool. So if you guys kind of notice, Mags actually mentioned this. They kind of seem like the Martin House of Sherman, like up in the north Texas. So they have funky style beers, they have cereal beers, they have beers that are like named random stuff. They have a ton of cans. And I noticed, I think they're probably one of the first, maybe not, but one of the first local breweries that have skinny cans. And so again, that a lot of them are their slushy beers. So one other one that I had recently was the Fanta. I had that one, got that at Total Wine. Mag saw it and I was like, oh, I don't know. And he's like, you should try it. It tasted like orange juice, and it kind of reminded me of this beach vibe, actually. They had a Fanta grape at one point. They came out with a Dr. Pepper, which I probably should have got it just to try it, but there was just so many options, and they only did 6-packs that you could pretty much taste any can that they had available. But the pours, that was one thing. They didn't really have flights per se. They had 2 5-ounce pours each at a time that you can get. Yeah. And I had the Italian wedding cake and a couple others. I can't remember what I ended up having, but I liked it was a cream ale, Italian wedding cake. But it was just funny. The girl was like, do you like beer? And I was like, oh my gosh, do you even know who I am? She didn't. Hilarious. Clearly. Just because I was asking so many questions, I was like, well, I've never been here and I've never heard of half of these things. They had so many beers, it was hard to decide, and especially the fact that they don't do flights, it made me kind of sad because I couldn't try more beers. Totally understandable though. They have so many options. It seems like they would end up having like leftover beer like this and waste the can by the end of the day. So they do have food options. So you could order nachos and other random things. They have a lot of space. The area that we were in was kind of like the main area, but there was even like a sliding door that you can walk in through another side of the building, and there was a whole other section of the building we didn't go to. As I was researching 903, it actually sounds like sometime last year, 903 Brewers purchased some land right off the highway. It's going to be right across the street slash highway from where they are now, but a bigger area, like 140, 150 acres or something crazy like that for production and for a new space for the brewery. So hopefully it's going to be, it wasn't too bad heat wise. Like when you walked in, it was hot. They do have patio space. Another thing is they weren't dog friendly, which kind of stinks. You can have dogs there, but just in the patio area. But imagine it was like 100 and something degrees, and it was like evening time. It was really hot. So we didn't put our dogs through that. I was like, yeah, there's no way. And then I wanted to see the facility. They are very, which I didn't realize. I consider this for sure. It's got to be a macro brewery. They have almost 22 states that they distribute to with L&D distribution. And so L&D Distribution is actually, it looks like it's a Texas-based distribution company, but they have companies like, they have different like beer and wine and other products, but of their breweries, they also help distribute for Abita. They help distribute for Clown Shoes, which I haven't had Clown Shoes in forever. I feel like that's from Massachusetts. They have Elysian Brewing, who has Space Dust, which is one of my favorite beers. I think the first time I had that was when I was in DC. But so really cool. It sounds like they're doing really well as far as where they're distributing. They're in anywhere from all the way from California and Oregon, all the way up to Pennsylvania and New York. There are some splotches, Midwest and, like Virginia and all those little areas. They don't have that area, but, and apparently they have it in Florida too. I've never seen these beers outside of Texas, but maybe I just wasn't looking. So. But very cool. It's interesting. They have not just beer. Again, they have the slushies, but they also do sparkling waters. So they have a whole separate section just on their sparkling waters. They're flavored. The first one I see here is a pina colada sparkling water, which sounds delicious. So, okay. Not bad, too. 35 calories. All right. Well, babe, let's get into it. We got 3 beers on the docket, a slushie, and 2, like 1 normal beer and crazy beers. Let's go. I don't think I tried these 2. Maybe I tried this one.
No, we've had the crispy one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I've had 2 of the 3.
So the crispy one, that's just your basic American lager. Nothing exciting about it. It should just be a lager for regular 4.5 ABVs. IBUs, I don't know.
It's a lager, so it may not have.
I mean, it's...
We could taste it. Do you remember what it tastes like?
I don't.
So here it mentions ultra crisp with an unbeatable flavor. The crispy one is an easy drinking American lager. This beer is brewed with Pilsner malt, American hops, and lager yeast, producing subtle, balanced flavors with a clean fermentation profile. Sweet malt and subdued hops linger lightly throughout a crisp and bubbly golden body. Throughout brewed with quality ingredients and refined balance, the crispy one is your American lager of choice for the life's brightest moments. So hops. I'm thinking this probably, just looking at the color, it's probably going to be like a 20. I don't imagine that it's going to be very strong for hop bitterness to it. So let's take a look. It says American hops. Off the bat, I smell it. It almost gives me more of a wine flavor. It looks like a Sauvignon Blanc, to be honest, too.
It's a little cloudy.
It's giving me like a green apple almost kind of Sauvignon Blanc color. I don't really taste the hops. I do taste a little bit of something towards the end. It's got to be the malts. I have that malty characteristic, but it's pretty even. It's not like nothing hits you at any point throughout it. It's very subtle how I mentioned. I like it. It's not too bad. I don't know what I rated it. It's pretty easy of a drink, but again, I feel like it almost reminds me, it does not taste like wine, but in my mind when I saw it, I was like, ooh, if I put this in a wine glass, I could totally fool myself. But obviously, as soon as you taste it, you get that malty, a little, very, very subtle bitterness. But it's a good, easy drink. Good job. They had to have something that was normal, like a normal staple beer.
But you didn't check it in.
Ah, okay. I don't think I tried this one then.
You did.
I think you had a different lager. There was 2 lagers. You checked it in?
Yep.
Oh, never mind. So, I would give it like a 3.5. It's not my favorite lager. It looks like the Coors Banquet Yellow Belly situation with the color scheme. So I don't know. It's okay. I'm good. I'm cool with it. I would drink it. We have a 6-pack of it. I would probably drink it. I will drink it. So one thing, I feel like we need to find out if they still make Mr. Beer craft brewery systems, because that's what he ended up using as the Mr. Beer fermentation kit. So in one of these, this was in 2015, in one of these interviews that they talked about, it said that let me see. We partnered with 903 Brewers in January to create their Sugar on Top IPA as a Mr. Beer Craft Brewery series recipe. Oh, okay. So that's kind of cool. So they went and did this interview. This is on the Mr. Beer website. That's actually pretty dope that they have him showcased on here. Get your beer by mail. So that's awesome. They kind of did this a little Q&A. So they actually did that Sugar on Top IPA when they were doing this interview. So just talks a little bit about their different beers. My first brewing experience was a lot like a first date. I was so nervous of doing the wrong thing, I forgot to enjoy the moment. Oh, that's cute. I honestly, like doing the IPA that we just did, I recorded a lot of it and put it on YouTube, but I had to really, really read a lot before I really started. Like, and honestly, I put the yeast into the pan like I was going to cook it, and I was like, what am I doing? Speaking of, we're going to have to buy a little bit more yeast because I won't be able to make my stout without the yeast. So we're going to have to go to Brew Hound. See you there, Chris.
Yep.
I think that's his name. So it mentions that one of his favorite beers to brew is the Sasquatch, and that was one of their actually award-winning beers that they make. So they have won plenty of awards. Let's see. Oh, their Scotch Ale Kilt Switch took home a bronze medal in the Great American Beer Festival in 2018 in the aged beer category. Very cool. The Sasquatch Imperial Chocolate Milk Stout took home the silver in 2015. And I think those are the two biggest highlights. So that Sasquatch and that Kilt Switch are the two, one of the two bigger awards that they won. They're not open on Mondays. And in the chance that you're in Sherman and you have nothing else to do, you just have to turn around because there's nothing there. Go to Selena for beer. All right, cool. What's our next beer, babe?
So the next one is Beach by the Slushy series. Slushy Sour.
Is this sour?
So
Slushy
Gose.
style. Oh, is it Gose? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Is it Gose? Did we remember?
Gose.
Gose. I think it's Gose. I think it's Gose.
But it's a pineapple, mango, passion fruit, and coconut cream.
Yum.
Slushy. Gose.
Oh, cool. And they've got a QR code on the side of the can. I don't think I noticed it because I was just drinking it. It says, scan the QR code to have this beer with our founder.
Ooh.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah. And this is 6.2 ABV, so it's a little bit stronger.
Okay. Oh, cool. There's just the video. Rate it on tap. Show us your beer. Get it again.
Yeah. Get you in the buzz.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Roberts, founder and one of the brewers here at 903 Brewers, and I want to thank you so much for checking out Beach Vibe Slushy. Beach Vibe Slushy, passion fruit, mango, pineapple, and coconut cream. Right here on the nose, I'm getting a lot of passion fruit. I'm getting some mango, some pineapple. Coconut cream is not really coming through on the nose. I take that drink and I feel like I'm getting my beach vibes. This slushy is super thick, but right there out of the gate, that passion fruit really comes out, dominates it. Mango, pineapple on the back end, that coconut cream. Beach Vibe Slushy. If you love this beer as much as I do, head on over to Untappd and give us a 5-star rating. Now, this beer is going to be super limited, so if you want to secure yours,
dang it,
head on
I drank
over to
it all already. This is the last one.
shop903.com right now and just like to pick up time that works for you. Now, we're also a restaurant, so we're open Tuesday through Sunday, so you can come on in, try some of our amazing food, try some of the other beers you haven't had before, and who knows, you may even find me here in the tap room. And if so, I'd love to share a beer with you soon. Cheers.
Cool. I didn't realize they had a YouTube. Oh my gosh, I love the music they had. But yeah, so this definitely, I brought one beer each down to Houston. I left the Munch berry there, so they'll find it. So every time we go to my sister's house in Katy, I bring all the beer, and then we end up drinking something else like White Claws or whatever. So I was on a mission. I brought some beer down with me, but I drank all the old beer that we've had since like Christmas over there. Like I was like, I really need to start working on this. So I got through most of it, but I really, 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 really enjoyed the Beach Vibe Slushy. I feel like this would be an awesome Sunday Fun Day beer. If I was only going to have one beer from 903, I would definitely have the Beach Vibes. It's really good. One of the other beers I tried in the tap room was an IPA. I couldn't tell you what the IPA was called, but honestly, the Beach Vibe, I don't know. It looks fun. They got the on here it says it's a Berlin Weisse style ale. Berlin Weisse, which I love Berlin Weisse, and I think that's why even when we sat down at the table that Mags and I were at, the first beer that caught my eye was this one, because they have the cans like all the way down the row of like where you would wait in line, and that kind of separates if they have two lines. So the first beer I really saw was this one too when I sat down. So I don't know what I rated this. It kind of gives me an orange juice vibe. If you let it sit long enough, you can kind of see already it's separating. It is quite a thick beer. As Jeremy mentioned, it is strong on the nose, very aromatic. It's very refreshing. I would love this as a frozen popsicle too. Like this would be dope. Knowing that they don't have the peach vibe or it's limited edition, I really need to see if we can get more. I don't know what I rated this, but it does have a little bit of like that Gose Berlin Weisse flavor to it. It is a little bit sour on the palate, very subtle towards the middle and finish of the beer, but I would still give this like a 3.75 or a 4. I think I'm gonna say, I almost said a 3.8. That doesn't exist. I'm gonna give it a 4 because I really do like this one. Do you happen to see what I checked it in as?
You did not check it in.
What? And I had it so many times. I had brought all 3 of my rest of my cans because I know I liked this beer. I really do like that feature that they have that. We're gonna have to go on their YouTube to see if any other beers are on there, because I think that's the only can that has the. I just drank it out of the. Oh no! I was like, did I just drink it out of the can? No, it was in the glass. Okay, just make sure. And you know, I've been really bad about drinking my water during the episode, so I'm gonna get a sip. Just to refresh my palate for the next one. Okay. What's our last beer, babe?
So last one is the Munch Berry fruited sour. So this one's gonna be peanut butter, raspberry with blackberry and strawberry.
Oh, okay.
It's 5.5 ABV. So
A bit lighter in ABV, right? Because the Beach Vibes is a little bit more.
Yeah. Beach
like
Vibe was
6.
6.2.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, one big thing about the Peach Vibe Slushy, it mentions to turn the beer over once before serving to redistribute the fruit. I kind of forgot to do that, and I forgot to do that every time I had the can, but totally fine. It's still delicious. So, all right, Munch Berry. There is a nice little story on here. Let's see. So 5.5% ABV, as you mentioned, pairs with ants on a log, ham and cheese galette, and high tops. What's a galette?
Do not know.
Gillette? Like a Gillette, like a razor? Gillette razor, ham and cheese. I don't know. Okay, so Munchberry is a lightly fruited Gose, a tasty collision of 2 sweet cereal treats inspire our latest lightly fruited ale. Munchberry is a sour ale accentuated by bready malt flavors and addition of blackberry, raspberry, strawberry, and peanut butter. The result is a berry-forward fruit ale with bright acidity, complex notes of roasted peanut butter and malts, packed with cereal grain-like flavors. A pleasing sweetness and bounty of flavors find balance in a round finish. With an elevated twist on nostalgic flavors, Munchberry will take you back and satisfy your craving. I almost was tempted to like get some milk and like pour it in a bowl with the crunch Munchberry, but I don't think we have milk right now. Guys, I don't drink milk. I'm lactose intolerant, so I drink almond milk, and I didn't really want to waste my almond milk for the gram. I wasn't gonna waste milk for the gram. I'm sorry, it's expensive. Okay. Ooh, off the bat, you smell the peanut butter, and it's almost like a peanut butter and jelly if I close my eyes. Let me see. This really, it reminds me of like a peanut butter jelly, kind of like a Christmassy beer. I don't know. You know what this reminds me of? That's my jam. Who was that from? That was from That was from Panther Island Brewing Company.
Was it?
That's my jam, yeah. And it was a seasonal beer that we got at Specs. I have a great memory, other than what I ate for lunch. Or what I did, why did I come in this room kind of situation. All right. Smells great. It just, I don't know why. The peanut butter jelly vibe reminded me of it. It's my jam. Definitely not the same profile of beer, but it is a Gose. I think that one, or Gose. I think that one was a Gose as well. Okay. No. It doesn't taste like a sour. It just tastes like...
It tastes like Munch berries. You haven't had that cereal? It smells like it.
That was one of my least favorite my least favorite cereals, the all berries. I like the Captain Crunch pieces, and never, like, when we got those, or the everything berries, or like the berry Captain Crunch, I didn't like it. But this kind of like puts all of them together, I guess, because there was a Captain Crunch peanut butter too, right? I'm pretty sure. I'll put a picture up. Boop. Now I want Captain Crunch.
Hilarious.
You guys, oh my gosh, I do not like this beer. 2.5. Absolutely not. And we have a 6-pack. Who wants this? We can give this to somebody. When's the next meetup? Okay, third sip wasn't as bad. It's I don't even know what the smell is. What does it smell like? Does it smell like, I don't know, it smells like rubbing alcohol now and I'm smelling it.
I mean, it's peanut butter and berries.
I guess.
Mixed. It doesn't smell good.
I guess it's the hit of the different sourness of the tartness of the berries, but then the peanut butter, I don't know if I'm a fan. I'm sorry, you guys. But you did great on the beach vibes, okay? I mean, not all of them can be winners. I didn't expect a lot from this. If it was a cream ale, maybe I might have liked it. You know how they had like those cereal bars where it had like the fake milk in the middle, and have you ever had those before? What? Those cereal, I'm gonna put a picture of that too. Bam! Granola bars, and in the middle was like a fake milk. I don't know what they made it with. It was like probably like frosting, but it was like Honey Nut Cheerios. I don't think that's Kellogg. It's like one of those things like, ew, taste this. Ew, smell this. That's what I was doing. I'm definitely washing my palate after that one. Can I give it a 2.5? Is that loud? It goes all the way to 0, right?
Yeah, whatever you want.
So just to remind you guys of the Untapped rating, we have not rated a beer over 4.25 and I don't know how long. But I think it's because we just really want to try stuff. And again, we might go back. We might have an episode of like contenders that we didn't like. We'll see what's in the fridge and we're like, oh, this is still in the fridge. We should probably try it again. But yeah, solid 2.5. Is that what I said? 2.5. Yeah. Not my favorite. I'm gonna have to gift these, or it'll be fun to watch like Ali try to drink this, and he'd be like, "What is this?" So we'll see. Overall, funky brewery, interesting spin on beers. They've been around for long enough. I'm surprised they could still make flavors and like new flavors. I would love Jeremy to see your canning system for. I'm gonna have to start looking for these whenever I go out of town. So next time we're in New York, I wonder if it's like in stores or if it's like at breweries. Because I mean, I'm sure now that we know that they're outside of the Texas area and like the bordering states, we'll probably end up seeing them. And I'm like, holy crap, 903 Brewers, super dope. I'm assuming that's their area code is 903 up there in Sherman.
I'm guessing.
I'm assuming, sure. Yeah. Google. But yeah, overall, Peach Vibes, definitely my favorite beer of the couple beers that I did try from them. Continue to be weird. It's unique. Apparently it's working. It is working because you guys are distributing in so many different places. So cheers to you guys. Babe, final thoughts. It was a very quick episode.
No.
Did really good. I'm excited to see. I guess we have to stay tuned to find out when 903 is moving. Because that video again was like sometime in 2022, so I wonder if they're building. I didn't notice any construction when we were over there, but hope for the best. Next week we are going to be talking about a brewery very close to Sherman, Texas, and Mags actually really liked that brewery. I really liked it too. The vibe was cool. They had a charity event going on. The guy that was serving us was really fun too. So yeah, so We didn't get a chance to film a episode with my brother-in-law. I was too busy, and apparently we shouldn't be working while we're on vacation. Boo. But yeah, Houston, Katy, Texas. Another brewery. We're gonna hit up the brewery that was in Katy. We'll do that episode probably in a couple. We have a couple episodes that we're gonna be able to do. We have plenty of beer in the house. And yeah, well, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Beer Me Dr. V, or It's Never Refill Too Soon. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can watch all of our videos, especially now that we're doing shorts of the home brewing process and just all the fun things that we're collecting to brew our beer once we get to our 5-gallon brewing system from Brewhound. Just continue to watch that. So make sure you tune into Instagram and TikTok to see what we're doing outside of our episodes, and know that beer is coming. We're going to be making a stout next, and then after that we have blonde ale with our 5-gallon system, so that's going to be really exciting. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in again. Until next time, I'm Dr. V.
And Mags.
We'll see you next time, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.